What is good, my people, my peeps? I know it is like early in the morning, but before I go to sleep, I want to give a short summary or my thoughts on this video that just dropped earlier yesterday. Hold on really quick. I want to check the audio per usual, so just give me a moment. Per usual, so. Okay, all right. Just give me a moment. So we are good. All right, as you come in the building, like I always say, go ahead and double tap the screen, double tap your screen, and get the thumbs up. I'm not going to keep you long because it is early in the morning, but I wanted to talk about this video, the evidence that Ringo TV reaction dropped earlier or late yesterday evening, and I wanted to react to it. I saw also Floridian Rallo react to it, and I wanted to react to it because I did jump on to Floridian Rallo's chat, okay? And I said what I said. Yes, I screenshotted everything I said because I would not want my words to come up, misconstrued, and anything else otherwise. We already know they're gonna call you a monitoring spirit and all this and that. But something that I was closely associated with, I wanted to see what really went down, right? What really happened. And so I looked at the video that Ringo TV reaction he dropped regarding New Breed. Now, for you all that have been on my panel and have come to know me, know the background about what happened regarding New Breed and I 3 years ago, 4 years ago, coming up soon. Okay, so our fallout dealt with integrity regarding content, okay? And so we had an online dispute. I'm giving you some background for those who do not know, okay? And for those who know, I'm just dusting off the cobwebs of your mind, okay? And so with that being said, that was pretty much our dispute, and we went back and forth for a minute, and then fast forward, and I do mean fast forward into the year before last, New Breed and Ringo TV reactions, they had got into a dispute, not an altercation, but a dispute, and they had a falling out. Now, I'm not going to go through everything because this has been a long journey, right? But on that journey, I also met Floridian Rallo, over on a New Breed's platform because he used to rock with New Breed. He was over there. And Rallo did a bogus journalistic investigative reporting on me, which had lies, and nothing but lies, okay, when I worked for iHeartMedia. And I had to tell Rallo to take what he had down because he had was defaming my character with pictures of me and 50 Cent together and saying I dated him. So his integrity and his morals were not intact when it came to journalistic reporting. Okay, so that is the people that I have that I want to discuss tonight. And so that's why I give you background on those people and how I am connected with talking about this situation, okay? And why I want to put my 2 cents in. And I might mention, I would like to mention Brainwaves was part of the whole circle of what's been going on YouTube. And I met Brainwaves through Ringo. After I met Ringo, after his falling out with New Breed. Now, I had went into Ringo's comment section when he came down my timeline one evening, and I looked at his video, and he was explaining how he fell out with New Breed, and I said, I agree, because New Breed did me the same way. He lied on me, and so and so and so and forth. Okay. Long story short, then I started going in and visiting Ringo's platform. And I also started visiting Brainwave's platform. Now, I have to say this. I want this to be short but sweet but detailed, okay? I went also on to Brainwave's platform and started consuming some of his content. And when I was on Brainwave's platform, Rollo happened to see me on there because he was on his panel. And he said to me, while he was on his panel, he had apologized for what he had did to me when he was on New Breed's channel, when he was rocking with New Breed, how he slandered my name. And so he apologized on Brainwave's platform, and I accepted Rollo's apology, not knowing the snake that he is. Okay, now mind you, I have worked in the field of entertainment. I have worked in the field of media, PR, all of that. So as just being on a social media platform, I took his word for what it was, an apology, cool, moving forward, not knowing that he was trying to plot and plan. Okay, now, hello, welcome in. So, rock with them, tell a New Breed, repent, apologize to me, all of those videos, okay? And Ringo made his videos. Rollo made his videos. Brainwaves made his book, okay? And so on and so forth. Now, bring you up to 2026. And we have this video that has, that Ringo finds. Everybody wants to point a finger at everyone, right? But Ringo finds a video that, how could you even forget that you had that video when it's a literal camera strapped to your chest? Hidden camera. Okay? Yeah, I'm up late. Oh, so you knew you had this evidence, okay? Which is, it's not a problem because you are a content creator. And, I see a lot of content creators wear the glasses that have the cameras in it and so on and so forth. But it doesn't sit with me right that you forgot that you had this footage. Anyway, you're trying to prove that New Breed was cheating on his baby mama. Okay? In Hebrew, Israel would be considered his wife if they were going by biblical standards, because he slept with her. When you sleep with somebody, you literally are marrying them, okay? But not by the states. The United States is not considered marriage, right? You need the paperwork. But anyway, the video, I think, should be titled, Ringo. I jumped into Rilo's chat to say, your discernment is off, Ringo. Your discernment is off. I am the type of person in the fields that I've worked in. I know when to agree to disagree with people. You understand? I am the type of person that I let people allow people to express themselves, whether it be their own art form or whatever, even if I don't like what they're saying. And oh, I forgot the fallout happened between me, Ringo, and Brainwaves was that I made a report on Hulk Hogan. And Ringo didn't like that, and so all of them pretty much kicked me to the curb, okay, of a report I made over Hulk Hogan. But before they did that, Rilo had kicked me off of his platform. I was a mod on his platform. No words, no anything, but I had been feeling that he was doing something or saying something because I have a very high sense of discernment, okay? And so one day I went on Rilo's platform to mod because I would pop on his channel and consume content like I was doing the other guys and supporting and doing all that. Come to find out I had been blocked, no explanation, no reason. And then boom, then it was Ringo saying, you know, because of Hulk Hogan. And it was Brainwaves because it was Hulk Hogan. I disrespected Hulk Hogan, which sounds like an argument that a wife and a husband would have over toothpaste. It's something bigger than Hulk Hogan. You understand? It's something bigger than the toothpaste. It just doesn't make sense to you're supposed to be journalists on a platform or giving content or content creators, but you're trying to control other people's voices as content creators. That made no sense. But anyway, moving forward, so I got kicked to the curb by all of them. Then I started being called a witch. And then they started trying to say that I was some kind of informant for New Breed when I was the first one to expose. Well, not the first, but the second one, because young still. But the second one to speak my voice about how I felt that I was wronged by New Breed. Nothing that it would make me feel like I wanted him to be locked up. I just wanted the right to be written, okay? That's it. That's all, okay? Just like anybody who has been done wrong in a journalistic field or a professional field, any field as a person. So with that being said, I got demonized, right? So now I'm a witch, I'm a monitoring spirit, I'm this and I'm that, and that is farthest from the truth. So I jumped on Rilo's live stream because he's trying to use the video that Ringo dropped yesterday to prove his innocence about everything that happened with the young lady named Charity, about everything that every listener, okay, I'm not going to read the comments, y'all. Everything that happened with New Breed. And I'm like, I have heard time and time again that men are supposed to be the leaders, right? That men are supposed to have this discernment. And it's not that I'm trying to make New Breed and Ringo TV Reactions be friends again, be buddy-buddy, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay? Simple as that. Now, trying to make that video like a aha moment that you're putting New Breed on blast for cheating on his wife, just was not an aha moment. It wasn't what you built it up to be, Ringo. It literally was New Breed walking down in a garage, a parking garage with two women. okay? And literally him saying that he came back from a bar, from drinking. Okay, and then you coming out, and this is the short version of what I want to do tomorrow when I have more time, to break down the video from my perspective and my point of view, you know, and so that I want you all to hear it, or maybe I might be able to put it up, download it myself, and play it as well for the viewers. But you pointed out the white boy Tate car and New Breed's car, and him coming back from a bar in the parking garage, right? Because y'all were leaving the hotel that early that morning after the incident of Tate coming, trying to be like a groupie, okay? Wanted to push a meet and greet late at night, and that all of this information your boy had, your guy had, right? Rollo, about Tate. He had all this information about Tate. It's not an aha moment when New Breed said he was going to contact Charity and another girl that had been inboxing him to find out who was Rollo and what was Rollo about, when he literally on the video said he did not know Rollo like that, but those ladies had inboxed him before. It literally is giving lack of discernment. I mean, such lack of discernment. I'm shocked. And I'm telling you that I've come to the conclusion that it's one of two things why you would keep Rollo around, okay? Before I go any further. It's one of two things why you would keep Rollo around, because you know you have so much heat on YouTube, that people talk about you so much. You have two people that will make videos and go to bat for you, and that is Brainwaves and Rollo. And the only reason that you would keep Rollo around, I don't even want to put Brainwaves into this, because he's not into it like that. Rollo is a manipulator. Okay? Rollo is a manipulator, and first and foremost, all of y'all can be manipulators, okay? But Rollo is a manipulator and a fanboy. He's a fanboy, okay? And for when I heard on that video where New Breed was dumbfounded, because let me get to my 2 points. One, you want to keep, like I was saying, you want to keep Rollo around because you need soldiers, okay? Part of your clique. You need flying monkeys. You need these people on social media to hold you down, because you have few and far between. I get that. But sometimes you just got to let some folks go, okay? But you, and that's one of the reasons. And the other reason that with this, I don't even want to call it beef or dislike, or you're proving your point about New Breed. We all know the faults that New Breed has within his character, right? About content, taking content, things of that nature, or lies, or things, but these are not, these are character flaws, right? Those are character flaws. And all of us have some kind of character flaw. But let me say this. Those are the only two things that I can see that you want to drive it home how wrong New Breed did you. Because I was right there in your shoes, right? I feel you. That's why when I hit you in your comment section, I said, I understand exactly how you feel. Okay? So I'm with you on that. But when I hit up Rollo's comment section tonight, and I said, basically, I was trying to tell you, you're lacking discernment, and go back and watch your video. I know you didn't know it was me. That's why I said it's ethereal. And that's why I said, unblock me. And as soon as I said unblock me, and IG, that's when Rollo, you can hear the inflection in his voice go up. Get this troll out of here. He didn't want you to have any communication with me. And it's fine if we don't. And I understand it wholeheartedly. Like I said, I'm not trying to put you and New Breed back together or mend any bridges, but my goodness, discernment is key in this. And what you're doing, and when you say you are one of the top YouTube investigative reporters, those are your words, Ringo. How are you missing key factors in your investigation? With all the players that I have put on the table, from New Breed, you, me, Brainwaves, and Rollo. Okay? What's up, V-Dub Boogie? With all of us, do you know the definition of tangible? And I'm sure you do. They are lying about that day. Yeah, because something is totally off. And I didn't even have to watch the whole video. In all of that, when you said New Breed looked all nervous and this and that in the video, I didn't see the nervousness. I just saw, like, shock. Like, what are y'all doing walking? It's late at night or like 3 in the morning, and y'all are I just seen like a puzzled look, not like nervous or shocked. I didn't see that. I saw confusion or puzzled because y'all are in the parking lot with your suitcases, getting ready to leave, and y'all didn't. He didn't expect to see you, and y'all didn't expect to see him, but you had a camera attached to your chest. Okay, so you can run the play like you want to run the play, but if you want the truth, if you want, if it was a trial of 12 jurors, then you would have to have different opinions, and not the opinions of yes men in your bunch or yes women. Okay, and so I don't understand how you say that you are an investigative journalist and you have 5 people. And if this is a crime of the century of YouTube, relating to 2 titans, you and New Breed, let me break something down real quick, because I want to revisit this later. I have watched just basic cop shows, right? Like most of you all have. And if I'm looking at people that have this falling out and I put myself in this because I was in the mix with your group, Ringo, until you kicked me out about Hulk Hogan. And it was something other than that. It was something other than just Hulk Hogan. Let's be real. If you're a journalist, I mean, come on. Football teams go to have rivals, but they go smoke big old fat cigars together, and they just got through pounding each other on the damn field. Rivalries. But anyway, let me not sidetrack. Let me repeat the players, and not just the players for that video. I just want to give you some substance. Okay? Just a little bit. You have New Breed. You have you. You have me. Let me do this a different way. Hold on. Let me see that. When I give you this. You have New Breed. At that time in New Breed's YouTube career, he was at 100 and some thousand followers, right? He was what we consider a big YouTuber. You had lost some followers, but you was making your way back up, right? But you still were a big YouTuber, okay? And then you had, not only that you've had channels, but your status here on YouTube from 2006, right? Now, this is just me, just watching basic cop movies, okay? And I got some players involved. Not that I'm saying about being there on the land walk. I'm talking about the falling out, the way you are being led like a puppet by a manipulator. New Breed's clout status. Although on YouTube, his clout and his status. You clout status. Although on YouTube, you have clout and status from your seniority here, okay? Me, not on YouTube. However, I still have clout and status because at that time, when I met New Breed, I was working for iHeartMedia. Rollo knew I worked for iHeartMedia. I was on the radio. I put people on the radio. I help people. I can prove it. Now we're going to stop here with these three. New Breed has his archives. He can prove what he has done. His archives of his work, his archives of his work are on YouTube. Although the lost channels you may have had are lost, but you can still direct people to them, although you might not have access to them, right? People know you from your time here on YouTube, right? Clout status, tangible things. Things you can touch, you can prove. Tangible. Ethereal. Clout status, tangible things. iHeartMedia, plenty of interviews, plenty of video footage on site at the radio station, plenty of footage of my history as on TV, plenty of footage, tangible things, not just hot air, tangible things. Are you following me? Brainwaves. He has a pretty nice sized platform himself. He's established here on YouTube. He has his own music out, and on the Apple stores, he has been on tour with several artists, from gospel to his own raps. You can go on iCloud, Apple Music Store right now and get and sample some of Brainwave's music. You can see his work on the dog on YouTube from his archives. All four people, which includes a woman, have clout wherever it may be, and however it was, we can prove it, whether it be a newspaper article, photos, videos, timestamps from YouTube, all four people can prove who they are and what they have done. But I haven't mentioned one more person. That's Rilo. Floridian Rilo has talked about what he has done, the millionaires and the billionaires and the trillionaires he has met with, the people he rubs elbows with, the people who's making moves with him, he's going to connect you with, ain't connected a fly to shit. You can't find a picture unless it looked like he done went to a concert and stood beside somebody saying, oh, you think I can take a picture? That's what, if he can prove something, but that's not us. That's not me. Because my pictures are sit-down interview pictures. My pictures and my audio are interactive. It's not a fangirl, not a clout seeking, none of this. Professional. Not dating New Breed, not a witch for New Breed's coven. A professional woman who reached out to New Breed and can still prove it to this day that our conversation stood and stands to this day as a professional conversation. But you have a person in your midst, out of all these people I mentioned, has nothing tangible, more than one picture, more than two pictures. I have 10 plus years or more evidence of who I am, not what I say I am. Not what I'm working on to be. Who I am. And I stand in that. Yo boy Rilo, where is his tangible evidence? Yo boy Rilo, where is his fruits? Ringo? Where's his fruits that his tree has bared over these years? He's 40 plus years old, Ringo. Where are the fruits of his labor? Where are they? Not calling up somebody. I can call up people too. I can call up producers. Let me sit up. Let me sit up. Hold on, let me wet my whistle. To this day, I can call up producers. I can call up former radio personalities. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? And this is why I know y'all are, in some form or in some ways, y'all are not on my level as far as media, just like I'm not on your level as far as YouTube. And I say that because how you all wanted to fall out with me over Hulk Hogan and a report I did. When I have managed 7 radio stations by myself and had to take other radio personalities on site and go to events, concerts with rival radio stations and their personalities being right there with my reporters. Or hell, sometimes it was me. But guess what? I know different people from rival radio stations because I rubbed elbows with them. Just because they worked at a radio station and I might not have liked that radio station or what they represented. I'm a businesswoman. And so I made connections. Not because, oh, they're my rival radio station. I don't want nothing to do with them. We know we're rivals. It's the best man or woman to win the bid of the customer or the client. And I'm trying to drill that into your head, because that's why today, as I sit here, I can call any one of those people that no longer works at that rival radio station, but works for bigger radio stations here in different parts of the world. Because I made that business relationship connection. My point is, every person other than Rilo that I have mentioned can prove who they are and what they have accomplished in life. They can present their portfolio of work. Ask Rilo to present you his portfolio of work. You too. Ask Floridian Rilo to present his portfolio of work. Do you understand me? So I gave you everybody that's been associated with this fallout. Not all the same reasons of the fallout with New Breed, but I wanted to say that when I watch cop shows, because I'm not a cop or a detective, but they usually say, who has a probable cause? Who would want to do something to someone to cause them ill will? You following me? That's what they say in cop shows. Like if somebody got hacked, unalived, and they go in and the cops, they look at the husband. Oh, he's a prime suspect for sure, until we clear his name. And they look around. Who would have a reason, a probable cause to want to cause harm, want to cause mayhem, or just fanboyed out and don't know how to act around people? Trust me, when I say I've been in this business for a while, I've seen it all. I've had to let business partners go because they were fangirled out. You understand? Who has probable cause? Now let's go back to the video. While you're trying to talk about New Breed caught cheating, it makes no sense. New Breed is looking for wives. He would be Solomon. Give him a chance and let his platform grow and get more bank in his wallet. He would be Solomon, right? From his belief systems, he could be proving these women. If I was to take you to court, I would literally say that. And you know that literally in the Bible, you want to prove somebody, you get to know them. He walking with two women that could have been getting out their cars. That's not solid evidence of New Breed cheating. That's circumstantial. You understand? And even if he was walking down and he got out the car, you don't know the reason he's with these women. But let's just stick to the fact that you want to say he's cheating. New Breed says he wants more children, more wives. So how can he get more children, more wives if he's not talking to more women, proving them, getting to know them? That's not, you have not made any solid proof that he was cheating. Like you had his marriage certificate in your hand and you busted into the room on accident and he was all up in one of those girls. You didn't do that. It was basically him walking with two women down a parking garage. A man whose biblical belief systems affords him, or or not just the belief system, but him wanting to do that based on his belief system allows him to talk to women. Even if his woman was pregnant. Didn't he get in an argument with one of his baby's mamas because she wasn't ready for that? Get kicked out from one of them a while back? He's even preached and teached on some of his podcasts that be honest with the women straight up and let them know what it's about. I want more wives. I know, like you call her a migrant. I know she know. I know she done seen his work. Like sometimes when you get vulgar and you cursing it, your wife hear how you talk, right? That was not evidence or proof, solid proof of a cheating husband. A cheating husband is somebody who's one wife or two wives and, like you said, paperwork. Now, I want to go back to that garage real quick, because there were some things that were said that, caught my attention. And New Breed was confused, like, he didn't want to go bowling. He didn't want to go bowling, Ringo. You didn't want to go bowling, right? Are you not picking up on something? Because I tell you, I'm a person of patterns. I think patterns just, I pick them up real quick. My discernment is swift and concise. Bowling, flying out on the drop of a dime, flying out on the drop of a dime. You said, I'm hoping he's not a Stanley. Ringo, I don't know if you knew me and New Breed had a falling out about content. I don't know if you saw the little back and forth, because he went live about me. He took him down like he do. Put him on Patreon. I don't know if they still on Patreon or whatever. But when Rollo kept coming and making videos about me, going live, and I remember, and I wish I did not delete a video, that I was in my car in a grocery store talking to my people live. And I was going off on Rollo because he just kept talking, and he didn't know. He sounds like a buffoon sometimes. Literally, not even trying to be ugly or trying to demean him, but he does. And so I will remember going off on him. I'm like, what are you? And I remember saying, I'm going to leave you alone because you are a Stanley. He said most of the time, I said, I'm going to leave you alone. And I was talking to my and YouTube. I know we delete videos, YouTube, but I know you got everything in the votes, YouTube. Yes, indeed. Message noted. I remember saying, I'm going to leave you alone. And I apologize to my doggone fans. I said, I'm not going to make no more videos about him. I'm going to let him go on about his way because I believe he is a Stanley. And you said that in that garage to New Breed. You said, it feel like some kind of Stanley situation, like some fanboy stuff. Like they fanboyed out. And they are. And they are. Because just like he found out about me working for iHeartMedia, went all on my Facebook, all my stuff is still up. All my stuff is still up. Do you understand me? Because I'm not a liar. Hold on for a minute. I don't got to lie about my life. He was fanboyed out for you and New Breed, and he was fangirled out for me. Okay? And when you said he was a Stanley, I said, oh, shit. I was like, it took me back to that day. I said the same doggone thing. And I stopped talking about him. Okay? Now, I mentioned I pick up on patterns and things. Bowling. Flying out at the drop of a dime. This man got pissed the hell off because he making flight plans and vacation plans. Like he been knowing me and Selena for years. Do you understand me? When he just literally apologized to me for acting fanboyed out and crazy. That's why he apologized, because he knew what he was doing. Do we need to really start digging for evidence? Do we need to start digging for evidence? He knew what he had did. He knew how he was acting towards me. And he wanted to get down here to Texas. Talking about he coming spring break. I've never met Rilo a day in my life. You understand? I've never talked to him behind the scenes like that. The only reason I started talking to Rilo behind the scenes is when he said he was coming to Texas and let him know if we gonna cancel. And what did I do? What did I do, everyone? Canceled. I said, hey, I can't make that trip because he done made plans. I'm telling you, like we've been knowing this man 2 and 3 years. And what did he get down here to do? Flew down and took Selena. I'm not trying to bring you into this, sister. Bowling. That's his M.O. That's his M.O. It was reminding me like, it felt funny, like grooming. You know how people, men are predators, they groom. Y'all always talk about people try to get close to people, try to make it seem, like, here's a piece of candy, little girl. Here's a piece of candy, little boy. Come into my house. Here, let's have fun. Come bowling with me. Everything. He came down here, tried to take me and Selena bowling. I declined. I had other things to do. I was taking care of business. You understand? And from that day is the day he started acting a fool with me, sneak dissing. I just never said nothing. Never did I say anything, but I caught him doing stuff on his live, trying to call me a witch on the sly. It was right after I did not meet up with him to go to Dallas to do whatever he had planned. Hell, he just started going places. Popped up on brainwaves. But you know, if they were so buddy, brainwaves was smart enough not to bring his damn wife around. Huh. I could see the play straight through that. He didn't bring his wife around. Thank you for the points, y'all. Don't know if you caught when Rilo had to stop streaming in his room. No. Screaming? No, what happened? Thank you for the points. Star. Thank you for the points, the gifts. Let me tell you something, Ringo. Let me tell you something. If anybody you could talk to in my past will let you know, even my mom, my brother, will let you know I'm not a kiss ass. I'm not trying to kiss your ass to be in your good graces or new breeds. But baby, I'ma tell it like it is. Even when New Breed and I fell out, I was trying to get New Breed on iHeartMedia. Not as in his music. He would have to maneuver that himself. My thing is getting people through the door. If y'all, and I know you ain't never been in higher corporate. I'm not talking about corporate like working at the school, because some people call that corporate. In the school office. I was corporate, baby. Big time. You understand? In corporate, I'm talking about real corporate jobs. The higher up you go, is the harder up it is to get in there. Thank you for them gifts, baby. Thank you. I was trying to crack a door for New Breed. So when I give New Breed his props, I give him his props. When I give you your props, I see what your talent is. And if you was to be honest with yourself, and I'm just talking about the little circle of the people I mentioned, you, New Breed, Brainwaves, me, Rollo, even if it just was on social media. Thank you, baby. You hitting them doggone hundreds. Even if it was just on social media. Baby, it's always a runt in the bunch. And I'm going to let you know I'll be a bitch before I be the runt. You understand me? Ringo, your investigative reporting is lacking on this one because you are being blinded by your feelings. That you know what you know. And we know you know what's up. But Rollo is not the one. But he gonna be the one for you. I understand, because I've worked with men like you before, that because I am a woman and I'm pointing it out, you will not bend, nope, you got to stay the course. I'm telling you, yeah, you're not seeing all the puzzle pieces. You seeing it, but you might be making a play that I'm not seeing. You know what I'm saying? Manufacturing stories is not that much a talent to me, and a man complaining about not being seen by YouTubers is kind of sad. Yeah. I mean, literally you were hitting it on the head in that garage, and I'm like, you don't get it? And you were like, it's Phil's fanboy. You did not go with your first gut. Your first mind is that gut feeling. And you said it. Ringo, you said it feels like he's fanboyed out, but I don't want to feel like that. And then New Breed said something's off, and I didn't want to make him feel bad because he flew back out. And and let me say something else. I don't know who said it, so I don't want to misquote nobody. But somebody said in that video, when y'all was in that garage, he was acting like he had money. Whew. I'm glad I have come through the life path that I've come. I've been with my gangsters that I love, and I've been with these corporate white collar folks. And I've truly been around some rich folk. Not like Rollo, flossing, lying. And one thing I know is when people don't got money, they love to show that they ain't got money. And you know what I mean? Have you ever been with somebody, they pull out a wad of money in front of everybody? I mean, a crowd of folks. Crowd of folks. They pulling out a wad of money. Are they too flashy? You too flashy. It's either new money or it's no money. Or it's borrowed money. Honey. Because like I said, I've been around money. And they don't show that they got money. They don't wear their money. They don't wear their money like that. Trust me. But it is what it is. I wanted to just make this a short inquiry or review of what I seen tonight. And hell yes, I hopped into your damn comment section, Rallo. It ain't about me being a monster spirit. I was in the mix of just the fallout. Not about that's what, before I go. When I was talking about tangibles. When I was talking about tangible things. Let me just speak on, if I may, if you grant me this land initiative. We have only heard Rollo talking about he's a businessman. Talk is cheap, and that sticks to this day. Do you understand me? Talk is cheap. We've only heard that Rollo has said he is a businessman. Don't have a portfolio, can't show us the business. I can go pull my old business registrations from the courthouse. I still got my old business registration when I was a sole proprietor. Rollo has nothing tangible to show his works, his efforts, his fruits. But his words and calling somebody on the phone or hollering about somebody in the chat, beat up Boogie. Beat up Boogie. Put a 9 in the chat. Man, put a 9 in the chat. I'm a businesswoman, ain't I? Beat up Boogie. That's all he do. I can prove more than that. You know? I want to make a point, and I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to. He's so silly. That's right, beat up Boogie. 9 in the chat. See, I'm a businesswoman. You know? When people have nothing to lose, they'll risk everything. Okay? When people have nothing to lose, they'll risk everything. So when Newbury said he flew back at the drop of a dime, at the drop of Charity's dime, and the other girl's money, you know, back to North Carolina to that land walk because he heard Ringo was gonna be there. He was fanboyed out. You and Ringo? What at that time in his life? What was his status on YouTube? 500 subscribers. How many subscribers did he have? How many? 1,000? How many subscribers did he have at that time? And I know it wasn't that many because I literally when I had to go on his page and tell him cease and desist, nigga. If I get these iHeartMedia corporate lawyers on that ass, cease and desist. And he know I said it to him. He know I said it to him. I think I got a screenshot somewhere. You know, I had to do like you, Ringo, digging for receipts. If I get these iHeartMedia lawyers on that ass, cease and damn desist. Okay? About 1,000? What you talking about? He says his English with elites about 1,000. Oh, he always saying elites. Yep. Look here. Who had the least? Wait a minute. Now that's the wrong question I want to ask. Who had the most to lose? With you in North Carolina that night, that day, that whole excursion? It was you. Big boy flew back down there, Rilo, and New Breed. Who had the most to lose that day if something went awry? Who had the most to lose? Financially, business-wise. Who brokered the deal? You remember you talking to a businesswoman. I'm not no play. Who had the most to lose? You and your wife, or drove. You and your wife there. You brought a vital asset of your life there. New Breed came to broker the deal and show you, make the connections between him and the land guy and you. Rilo didn't broker no deal. Rilo didn't know who was sitting at the round table, who you was gonna be talking to that day. Rilo was the tag along. Rilo was the fanboy. Rilo had the most to lose, well, the less to lose, and he could risk it all because he had nothing to lose. So if somebody was going to get set up or try to set somebody up, I ain't from the streets, but I've been around a couple folks from the streets. If somebody was going to set somebody up and y'all called the land deal shiesty or whatever it may have been, why in the hell would New Breed want to set some kind of debacle and get it filmed and put it to social media to get what clout when he already had the clout of the followers of his 100 and something thousand subscribers? That sounds so dumb. Now, think about this. Why would New Breed, if it was, and it turns out to be, it might not be a good deal. It might, I don't know. I'm not all up into it. But the land deal, why would he mess up his money in the garage area with you? Nobody got unalived. Nobody got shot. Nobody, because it could have, if it was a true setup, a true hit, where would the benefit for New Breed come in at? I mean, does New Breed have a life insurance policy out on you and your wife that he could have gotten some money, like if y'all got taken out there that night or that day in North Carolina? The benefit for New Breed was to make sure everything went smoothly. This is how my logic is thinking. As a businesswoman, I'm trying to lock the deal in. And then once the deal is locked, that means the contracts are signed, baby. We good. why the hell would I mess up my deal and my money man, which would be you, a client? This is how I'm looking at it, because I'm looking at how I would go out and get clients on the radio. And trust me, I got multi-million-dollar clients, such as, like, we hear McDonald's, yep, that nasty on the radio. Money. They spend billions, money. When I get them to sign that, how many quarters are they going to want to run for? How many stations they going to run for? Why the hell would I go into McDonald's and stand on the table and start stripping and throwing my clothes everywhere and start saying, shake what your mama gave you, in front of everybody, and the corporate heads is there, and ruin my chances before the ink is dried on the paper? New Breed did not even have the ink dried on the paper, let alone the paper for the land deal. That he got you down there so that you can see the land deal. If he's the hustler, the snake, the con, he didn't even have the paper signed. Why would he make some kind of commotion at the garage or in front of the hotel? It makes no sense. New Breed comes from the streets. You come from New York, so you've seen some street stuff. That makes absolutely no sense. He don't have no money locked in. Why would he upset the bag and he don't have the bag in his hand? But on the other hand, somebody who don't have a platform, don't have an audience, supposedly had a YouTube channel, a sports channel that did good back in the day, which is your boy Rallo, trying to come back up, hanging on the coattails at that time of New Breed and you. So I guess he was going back and forth to your chat. He trying to come up. He has no true clout. He has stories. I have even stories before I even did what I did. I got stories about, going to fashion shows and, I got stories, but I got real evidence of my work. Rollo flew to New York, turned his butt right back around when he heard you was coming with nothing to lose. Only thing in Rollo's sight was opportunity. And that boy Nate, and when Rollo always talking about skits, everything's a skit. Skit, that comes from Rollo. So the way you and New Breed was talking about how Rollo was acting, and if he is 7'6" or whatever, and how he was walking, oh, back up, man, what's up? No. Skit. Get it on tape. Tate, the white boy Tate, pulling out his phone, filming it. Everybody trying to come up on the come up. Tate and Rollo. Even if I don't know what happened to the footage or whatever, Rollo could have got it or whatever, he still would have had something. You talk about Rollo lost the most. That's a damn lie. Prove it. Did he? Let's see. You can't prove it on social media because he did not have no great big amount of followers. He was trying to get his followers up through riding the coattails of you and New Breed and making some kind of commotion there at that doggone, at the thing, at the hotel. And probably had that boy, white boy Tate, thinking he was a big baller shot caller. He got all y'all men thinking I even heard you say on the video, a man of his stature. How you know he's a man of his stature? Huh? The problem is, y'all need to do, like y'all say, more research. Right? How you know he's a man of his stature? A con artist, a setup man? That's the man? Because it ain't no work that he done put in. No work of artists, billion-dollar contracts and deals. I can pull out old contracts from when I had files here from iHeartMedia that I brokered. He was the one who was going to benefit from either showing Tate that he was a big man on campus, he was hanging with the big boys, he on his way up. And even Newbury said, if we going to start promoting him, we got to make sure he legit. He ain't legit. But I just wanted to come and say that real quick. You know, hold on for a minute. Yeah. I wanted to come and say that because it don't make any sense for Newbury to fumble the ball right before he even had any cash in his hands, any transfer of cash. And then you turned around and then you felt some kind of comfortability with Newbury because you had him come down and asked him to help you move. Or were you still playing him? Because manipulation, I could see it in various forms in this group. But the one person who stands out of all of us, and I know y'all don't like to give women props. Y'all don't like to give women nothing along the lines of having two brain cells that fire off. But like I pointed out, and as I get ready to exit, I am supposed to be asleep. Ringo TV reactions on YouTube since 2006. He's the godfather of YouTube. Has had multiple channels and now has grown his platform to over 200 and something plus thousands of followers. Currently, 2026. New breed. Over 200 and something plus thousands of followers, has grown his channel. Currently, as of 2026. Brainwaves. 30 something, getting ready to hit 40 something thousand subscribers. Keeps growing his channel. A record producer also, and Ringo, New Breed Music, Brainwaves. Find his music on Apple Music. Ethereal, formerly known as Boss Lady, aka Nikki Nicole, and now known as Ethereal, has grown her platform from 500 to over 3,000 followers here on YouTube as of 2026, has worked with mass media for over 8 years in sales for a major media company, iHeartMedia, on the corporate side, senior sales, and on air. Owned and operated her own businesses. College grad. A degree in communications with a concentration in public relations. Floridian Rilo. known for being a passport bro, self-proclaimed traveling man, no evidence for anyone to prove, self-proclaimed ladies' man, only evidence in his mind of proclaiming women are his wives when they have no idea that they were married to him, proclaiming women want him wherever he goes, relationship, guru, but no relationships to this day that have, well, I think he said he had one. He helped connect. But other tangibles to Rollo's career over umpteen years, it's lagging. It's light. You understand? And he's the only one that might have been looking for some clout. And so you hold on to Rollo, because he gonna do whatever it is you say to do. You gonna say jump, and he gonna say how high. And that's the only reason at this point in time I can think the reason why you they present their first annual Mother's Day. Hold on. The only reason why you would hold on to Rilo, because now you know you gonna have somebody that's gonna be at your beck and call, because he don't want to get thrown to the curb and try to crawl out the gutter from which he came again. We gonna leave out with a throwback from my tangibles, my radio days. Pick up like B92.3. You're in the house with Nick. I want to let you know about Ava's Caribbean Family Restaurant. They present their first annual Mother's Day concert featuring Genuine Sunday, May 8th at the Harker Heights Event Center. The doors open at 7 and the show starts at 8. There are VIP and premium VIP seating. Call Jomo at 347-749-3838. He wouldn't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't know nothing about that. Proving who he is. Proving what he has done. Because he's a con. He's a fake. He's a liar. And if that's what you need to rock with you on your team, hey, go for it. But I always like to have my receipts and have them locked and loaded for whomever or whatever. This is a time capsule for me. A time capsule. So guys, hopefully I can come back later and tomorrow, and we'll go through the audio and I can point out some things I may have missed. Is there a real person, or is this a recording? This is a real person speaking to you. Yeah, Ringo got him over the hump. Yeah, he gonna jump and do whatever, because he know Ringo got his whole card now. And that's the only reason I would consider to think Ringo would keep Rollo around. And I would suggest only keep him around on social media at a distance. At a smooth distance. You know? Because it don't make no sense at all. All right, y'all. I'm out. Much love.